Hi all, we are looking at the guided practice 11 today, section 3.2 on graphing functions. So remember when we see pretty much anything other than a circle, we're going to go ahead and graph them using a set of table of values. So here's my table of values. I have x and y because this says y equals. So x is my independent variable, y is my dependent variable, and I'm going to pick some numbers to be x, 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. And we're going to plug in right in for the x right here. So I'm going to take that number, multiply it by 4, and add 2. So 0 times 4 is 0, plus 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 2 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. -1 times 4 is -4, plus 2 is -2. -4 times -2 is -8, plus 2 is -6. And -3 times 4 is -12, plus 2 is -10. And now I'm going to go ahead and graph these points and see if we can connect them. Let's see. I got to go to 14 in the y. And -10. And we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, we do the best we can. 0, 2. So we're going to here for our first point. 1, 6 goes about here. 2, 10 goes here. And 14 was my top number up here. When we go to -1, we go down to -2. So there's our next point. -2, we head to -6. And 3, -3, -10. And you can see that these are kind of in a line. Okay, the better I sketch, the more accurate it is. Okay, same kind of thing for number 2, but there's a little twist here in number 2. This is x equals a function of y, and so that means that instead of picking x values, I'm going to pick y values. So I'm going to make my 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3 on this side. And we're going to see what happens. Here's my axes. Okay, so we're going to square it, multiply by 2, subtract 4. So 0 is going to give us a -4. 1 squared is 1, times 2 is 2, minus 4 is -2. 2 squared is 4, times 2 is 8, minus 4 is 4. 3 squared is 9, times 2 is 18, minus 4 is 14. -1 squared is 1. 1 times 2 is 2, minus 4 is -2. -2 squared is 4, times 2 is 8, minus 4 is 4. And -3 squared is 9, times 2 is 18, minus 4 is 14. Again, you can kind of see what's happening here. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph our points. 0, -4, 0. So -4 on the x. Oops, I didn't go that direction, did I? -4 on the x, and y is 0. So here's my point. Then -2 0 is for the x and 1 for the y. So -2, 1 is about here. And 4, 2 is about here. And 14, 3. And then on this side, you have -1, -2. You have 4 and -2. You have 14 and -3. So again, this one is going to go ahead and fail that vertical line test because notice I'm getting 2 points for each x, okay? But there's my graph. This is a parabola on its side because now the y is squared, okay? Identify the center of the radius and sketch the graph. So for this one, we know this is a circle. So here we go, x minus something squared plus y minus something squared equals some number squared. So the 3 is fine. We can leave that there. But this is y plus 2. And I can make that minus a -2 to make it plus 2. And then what number gives me 81? So when I square it, that would be 9. So that means my center is 3, negative 2, and the radius is 9. So that means that when I sketch this, I want my center at 3, negative 2. So I want my center right here. And it's going to have a radius of 9. So I'm just going to go up and down 9 and kind of draw a circle that way. We're sketching here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my next point would be up here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 down here. So we're just going to kind of connect this as a circle the best that I can. They're not going to be pretty. And last one, find the center equation of the circle with the center -1, -3, and radius r equals 2. So now they, instead of graphing, they want us to set this up. So we know it's going to be x minus something squared plus y minus something squared equals something squared, right? Your r squared. So that means we're going to put our h and our k in here. So this is my -1 goes in the first spot. My -3 goes in the second spot, and my 2 goes in the third spot. So this will become x plus 1 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 4. And that is my equation that I want.